Hey everybody, welcome to the show. This is Dr. Levi with your show, The Dr. Levi Show. Today is the 3rd of January, 2018. Welcome. This is our first show of 2018. I'm really excited and happy. We have our engineer and owner here today, Tony Sweet, and myself. So we're looking forward to really having a great show. So much to discuss as per usual when it starts off the beginning of the year. You know, I love the first of the year because it's really an opportunity for many of us to do what we all do, and that is to make New Year's resolutions. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about resolutions. We're going to talk about the ability to maintain a resolution that you want to have. And also, we'll talk about different types of diets, some that work, some that don't work, their efficacy with respect to your own life. You know, we'll talk about the Mediterranean diet. We'll talk a little bit about the DASH diet. And, you know, I've gotten a few a few people asking me to talk about Weight Watchers, which I can do also. So lots to do today. It's beautiful here in Los Angeles. I tell you, a lot of the nation is in this frigid tundra, and luckily we're not. It's really, really beautiful here in Los Angeles. So I hope wherever you are, even if it's cold or rainy or snowy or blizzard-like, just, you know, go everywhere with a warm heart and make the area where you are a better place. So let's talk about New Year's resolutions. We make those things so often because we look back at the year and there are things that we want to accomplish that we didn't accomplish, or there are things that we want to do that are new and different, or change that we want to make in our lives. The key with resolutions are the following. Number one, to have no guilt attached to them. Number two, to not have any feeling of competition attached to them. And number three, and I think most importantly, do not have your self-worth attached to the resolution. It's a resolution. So if it happens, phenomenal, fantastic, wonderful, you did it. However, many people often feel if they don't achieve what they want to achieve after they say they're going to do it, they feel badly about it, or they feel less than, or they feel like they're competing with themselves and other people and they're not getting to the finish line. Well, the great thing about New Year's resolutions is the following. One, you can reset the bar every day. And I don't say it in a way for you to cop out on what you want to achieve. No, I say it in a way to give you breathing room, to just breathe through your resolution so that you don't have a sense of fear or stress or guilt or anxiety attached to it. You know, I think it's great when people talk about some accountability with respect to resolutions, meaning that they will share that resolution with 2 or 3 people. So there is some accountability. Myself, I'm a fan of self-accountability. I don't want to tell anyone what my goals are, what my dreams, what my aspirations. I want them to see the end result. I want them to see the end product. So I want to share that with you. So if you need accountability, if you feel like you have to have an accountability buddy, someone to, for example, work out with so that you can work out. They can motivate you, you can motivate them. Fantastic if that works for you in your life. For me, I'm such a solo kind of guy, it just doesn't. I mean, I like making my goals, making my resolutions, and then going full force to make them happen. And many times I achieve them, and there's sometimes I don't. When I don't, it's like, okay, no problem, Levi. You start again, you make it better, you do better next time. You know, I always think about Maya Angelou when she would say, if you know better, you do better. I've always loved that. So, you know, if you know better, then hopefully next time you can do a little bit better. But again, without attaching any guilt, without attaching any, oh, I wish I woulda, coulda, shoulda, I'm sorry I didn't. I want you to feel good about your life, you know, because life is such an incredible journey. The people that we meet, the people that we love, the people that we don't necessarily like, you know, it's okay because we learn lessons from people. They teach us, we teach them, and then when those lessons have been learned, they go their way, we go our way, and hopefully we learn from someone else and maybe teach someone else. And that's a good thing. So life is this really wonderful journey, and just take your time, pace yourself. It is a marathon, it's not a race, so no guilt about, how you look, if you have a six-pack or not, if you're overweight or underweight or not fit, please. Just try this. Love all of you. All of you, from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet, every wrinkle, every dark spot, every dimple. Just love all of you because you're lovable. And most importantly, you want to love yourself. Love yourself more than anyone else because when people who love you, when they go away, what does that do to your love? You got to keep loving you because you take you wherever you go. So you want to take a you that you love and that you appreciate. So let's go through resolutions, and I want to go through that really clearly. It's going to be a pretty short show today, so lucky for you. You don't have to have me look at this mug for an hour. Let's talk about resolutions. All right, so let's go to the most common resolution that people make every year, and I think most of you know what that is, and that is to lose weight, to become more fit. Well, those are fine to make that resolution. However, what you want to do is the following. Think about balance and moderation. So if you have not worked out for several years, don't go to the gym and try to get on the treadmill for an hour and a half and do weightlifting in the gym for another hour. No. Go to the gym if you want to and do maybe 5 minutes on the treadmill, 5 minutes on a recumbent bike, a 5-minute walk on the treadmill. Or what about this? Don't go to the gym at all. Go for a hike. Go for a long walk. Do the things that work for you and that work for your life. For example, I have a lot of friends who are just not gym rats. I am. I love the gym. I love going to the gym, but also I love working out. I love working out at the gym or not going to the gym. Wherever I am, I can do the exercises. The gym is where my body is. So I want you to think about that also. So if you choose activities that you like, more power to you. So if it's hiking, if it's jogging, if it's walking the dog for a longer period of time, if it's spending time with your grandchildren or your grandkids and walking with them, if it's going for a long swim, a hike, do the things that you love. Why? Because you consistently do them. If you haven't gone to the gym for 5, 7, 10 years, and now you're going to the gym at the first of the year, one thing about the gym, it's always interesting. From January through like the end of March, it is ultra crowded because so many people make resolutions to go to the gym, and some of them do. Some of them actually make it, which is great. But by the end of March, beginning of April, a lot of those people are no longer going to the gym. Why? Because it really wasn't a part of their lifestyle. So you want to think about integrating into your lifestyle things that work for you. So if you want to start, for example, a CrossFit class, fantastic. Well, don't go 8 days a week. Only 7 days in a week. Maybe go once a week or twice a week to see how your body feels. And then build up when your body gets greater and greater strength and more cardiovascular endurance and better flexibility. And when you feel better and you're less achy. But listen to your body. Don't try to compete with anyone else. It's just you with you. It's not even you against you. It's you with you. So love all of you. Why not? So with that said, resolutions are really powerful and they're very inspiring. But again, it's about balance and moderation. So let's go through some of my core thoughts about resolutions. Number one, choose resolutions that you feel you can truly, authentically, and honestly attain. So let's say you're 40 pounds overweight and your goal this year is to lose 10 or 15 pounds. Bravo. Then you take your time and do that. One thing that we know research-wise with respect to losing weight, you don't want to lose more than 2 to 2.2 pounds per week. So if you're losing about 6 to 8 pounds per month, fantastic, way to go. If you're losing only 2 or 4 pounds per month, fantastic, way to go. If you're losing only 2 pounds per month, fantastic, way to go. Do something every month whereby you can weigh yourself, feel good about it, and then move on without being stuck in the past about, oh, I shouldn't have had that candy bar. I shouldn't have had that sleeve of cookies. I shouldn't have eaten that entire cake or pie. You know what? That's in the past. Let it go. It's like stuff that doesn't even matter. Don't give a doggone hoot about it. Let it go. Don't feel bad about what you can't change. We live in the powerful, wonderful, spectacular now. N-O-W. And the great thing about living in the now is that you have an opportunity to make yourself better right now. You can't go back in the past and reshape and do things to your body that back then, because it's back then. But today, right now, this present moment, you can make changes in your life to be better. So with that said, number one, choose a goal or have a resolution that you really believe you can attain, and then you go for it. Number two, be consistent about it. Make sure that if you say that you're going to exercise 3 days per week, then make sure you stay on that. Be accountable to yourself. Number three, when you fall short, don't have any guilt about it. Simply say, you know what? This wasn't my best week. I had a lot of family stress going on. Had a lot of stress in the office. You know, my wife, my husband, my lover, my girlfriend, my family, whatever that person is was stressing you out. You couldn't do it. No problem. Next week, a greater week, a better week, you do something better. But again, no guilt. Don't keep revisiting the past. You know, the past is that suitcase that's already locked that you can't even open. You can't even get into it. You can look at it. You can go back and you can walk around it, but it's locked. You can't get back in there to change anything. So we got the first two. Choose a goal that is attainable, a resolution that you want to make, all right? Number two, be consistent about it. Number three, have no guilt attached to it. And number four, guess what? Celebrate the small wins. If you lose half a pound in a month, celebrate that. Not by going to an ice cream shop or having a piece of pizza. No. Celebrate that by saying, you know what, I did it. You know, feel good about it. You know, go for a longer walk this time. But celebrate the small, attainable goals that you make. Feel good about your life. Feel good about you. That's really, really, really important. Now, the fifth thing that I want to talk about that's most important, again, and I alluded to it earlier, is to have no competition with anybody but yourself. And even that competition, minimize it. It's just you. So you want that six-pack, you go and you make that happen. But guess what? Don't compare your six-pack to somebody else's six-pack. Don't compare maybe your keg right now to someone else's six-pack. Just do what you can to be the best possible, fit, magnanimous, wonderful, amazing version of yourself. That's what I want you to do. And love the journey. That's the great thing. You have 360 plus days to make it happen. Get it done. But get it done without stress. Get it done without a feeling of guilt or I wish I woulda, coulda, shoulda, maybe, kinda, sorta. Oh gosh, you know, just get it done. Just do it. And if you reach it, fantastic. And if you don't reach it, guess what? Fantastic. If you can say that you honestly did your best. If you didn't do your best, then that's something that you have to deal with. You know, something my father would say when I was a kid. Now at 35 plus, my sister would say 35 plus. I totally get it, and that is, he'd always say, well, Levi, I think it's so important, son, that you aim high and miss versus aim low and hit. And I used to think, what a stupid statement. But now I get it. You know, you want to dream big. You want to, you remember we've heard this old adage that you want to reach for the stars and maybe you at least land on the moon. I think there's truth in that you want to have goals that are really big. However, it's also important as you start with resolutions to maybe consider things that are not so awesomely big, but that are attainable. So this can like reinforce the good that you can make it, you can do it, you can achieve it, that it is something that you wanted to do and you did it. You know, so let's say you're 10 pounds overweight, then every month have a goal of maybe losing 1 pound a month. How's that? In 10 months, you reach your goal. Or if you want to be more aggressive, yes, the 2 to 2.2 pounds per week. By the end of a month and a half, you've lost your 10 pounds, way to go. Then you can say, hey, you know what? That wasn't so bad. Now, maybe I want to try to lose another 10, another 15, another 5. The goal here is really simple. Do what works for your life. It's your life. You're the one that can paint the canvas of your life with bright, wonderful, bold, spectacular colors or shadowy, dark, horrific colors that no one wants to associate with. It's what do you want? Because we attract to ourselves what we are. So if you have loving, wonderful, phenomenal relationships in your life, guess what? You're most likely a wonderful, phenomenal, loving person. If you have a life that is filled with want, with grief, with drama, with BS, with all kind of stuff that doesn't work for you, then look deep inside and see what do you have to internally clean out so you can attract better things to you. I know you can do it. I have faith in you, but the key is this. Do you have faith in you? So, resolution recap, you got it. Choose something that's attainable. Be consistent. Have no guilt attached to it. Do your best and celebrate the small, palpable, wonderful things that you achieve. Just the small achievements. They necessitate a celebration. The small things, celebrate them. That's so very important. Now, let's also talk today about diet. That's our medical moment. So there are multiple diets that people and different types of programs that people do that seem to be effective. So let's talk a little bit about them. So the number one thing I get asked about Weight Watchers. So we have a lot of celebrities on the Weight Watchers bandwagon, which is fantastic. So let's talk about Weight Watchers a little bit. So Weight Watchers has shown that you can lose weight on their program. And there's some studies that have shown you can lose about 2 pounds per week. There are others that have shown that you can, lose up to 8 pounds per year even. Now, with that said, I think Weight Watchers has a very good program. And I think it's worth the investment if you really want a program that provides food for you, that works for your system, that works for your schedule, that works for your life. So, Weight Watchers, thumbs up. Yeah, I don't have any negative there. I will say this: you have to find a program that works for your life. Now, with that said, let's talk about the Mediterranean diet, which is I'm a fan of that because it has shown to do things from consistently lower blood pressure to have a great cardiovascular effect. Now, the great thing about the Mediterranean diet, it's loaded with fruits and vegetables and grains and lean fish, lean meats. The goal here is the following. Number one, when it comes to eating well, there are 3 things that people often don't talk about. The first thing about eating well, it really is about making smart choices. Now some of my patients even will tell me, well, Dr. Levi, I don't have the money to do that. Okay, well, I get that. I get that. Well, but if you have a choice to choose buying a soda over buying an apple, buy the apple. If you have a choice to choose chips and ice cream over buying fruits and vegetables, buy the fruits and vegetables. It's all about choices and being cognizant about what you're choosing. Because as I said here so often before, and it's so true, and that is we are what we eat, drink, and smoke. We really are. So I want you to make choices that our bodies can only reflect what we put into them. So nothing else. If you really think about it, your body can't reflect what you don't put into it. Can it? It can't. So our bodies, the healthiness of our bodies, the fitness of our bodies is reflected by what we choose to put in our mouths, what we eat, what we chew, what we swallow, what we're eating. All those things matter. So you really want to make sure that you're making choices that work for your body. So less fat, smarter choice with respect to carbohydrates, and lean meats, fish, pork, beef, lamb. Choose things that work well for your body. Now, let's talk about the Mediterranean diet. I love it. Speaking about that, my goal this year, again, it's a goal, and I'm hoping to make it happen, is actually go to Greece this year. That's one of my plans, maybe for my birthday. I don't know, but we got to talk that out. But that's one of my goals this year. So the great thing about the Mediterranean diet is that it really is filled with the overall issue here is lean, effective, nutritious food. So the DASH diet is another. And also there was a study that really showed that the DASH diet and the Mediterranean diet both can have fairly significant and similar effects on blood pressure and on cardiovascular issues. Now, with that said, the DASH diet or the Mediterranean diet, I want to share with you some things that are very specific. Number one, do your best to do these 5 things. Are you ready? Number one, decrease the amount of sugar in your diet. I tell you, when it comes to sugar, there's really nothing good I can say about it. Nothing. Decrease the amount of sugar in your diet. Number 2, decrease the amount of processed foods in your diet. So when you look at something that has what I call these multisyllabic words on it that are non-pronounceable, that are long, that are, when you're looking at the back of a food that you want to eat that has dyes in it and it has preservatives and all these other chemicals, then you might want to think, do I want that or do I want some fresh fruit and vegetables? Go for the fresh fruit, go for the fresh vegetables, or go for the nuts and the grains, I want you to really be consistent about your choices. I want you to be healthy. I want you to live a really wonderful, phenomenal, amazing life that's really the best version of yourself. Because guess what? The world needs it. The world needs you. It really does. Now, when you're making these choices, again, less sugar, fewer processed foods, fewer fried foods, and then you want to choose oils that you cook with that are healthy. So the bottom line is, when you're making these choices about your life, do what works for your budget, do what works for your lifestyle, do what works for your family, and the bottom line is this: do what you really want to do to get fit and to be healthy. I'm sure you can do it. And the key is to do it without any stress, without any self-condemnation or stress. That's really what it's about. Do your best to be the best possible you. Because as my sister would say, you're the boss of you. You really, really are. So that's really the goal. It truly, truly is. Now, with that said, I want to talk a little bit about, I have to tell you, I debated about bringing a few things up today, but I felt like I have to, so let's talk about this. I had a patient's child who committed suicide. So I got their permission I could talk about this. So I want, and as a physician, as I told them, I would never say their name. I would never talk more about this than what I want to say today. And that is, if you're around someone, an adult, a younger child, an older person, a geriatric person, no matter who it is, if someone tells you that they're really thinking about hurting themselves, that they're feeling really depressed, or that they think that their life doesn't matter, or that they don't matter, or that they have no self-worth, you have to embrace them with love. Don't trick yourself into thinking or saying, well, someone else will take care of that. Someone else will do that. It's not my problem. You know what? We're all connected. every person that we see, we're accountable. We are accountable for each other. So I want to ask everyone to really embrace for this year, for 2018, the following. I want you to think about embracing a life with more compassion and with more empathy, with more love, and with more service. So again, service, empathy, love, and compassion. Again, service, empathy, love, and compassion. SLEC. Service, love, empathy, and compassion. I really want you to think about doing that because my patient, when she called me, I what do you say? Excuse me. Excuse me. What do you say? I have, my deepest condolences. I'm so sorry. I feel really badly. What can I do to help? There, there were no words. I had no words for her, and I had no words for her. Losing her only son. And the interesting thing is that I met him several times. And a few times I asked him, I said, well, how are you doing? And, we talked, and he said, oh, I'm doing better, Dr. Levi. Thanks for being so supportive. I love you, Dr. Levi. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And I would tell him all the time, I'd say, you know what? I have faith in you. I believe you're gonna do it. And I would always tell him, I'm in your corner. And a few times he called me. And we talked, and he said, don't tell my parents I called. I said, nope, I won't. I said, it's between you and I. And we would talk and laugh about things and I tell you, I just can't believe he's gone. It's really something, so So I'm trying to stay composed here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, but I'm trying. So I think I think we really have to embrace more compassion and empathy today. And really, I want to make this plea. There's a line there's a number we're going to put on the screen right now. It's a 1-800 number for suicide prevention. It's a hotline. If you're feeling bad, if you're not feeling good about yourself, about your life, reach out. There are people like myself and so many millions of other people who want you to make it. We want you to be happy. We want you to be loved. We want you to be successful. We really, really do. And I'm gonna write that number down. I'm gonna say that number for you right now. The 1-800 number for suicide prevention, a hotline. I'm gonna give you that number in a second. And I want everyone listening to really, share that number with other people, and to know that if you know someone, if you hear about someone who has a problem, I want to give you a number that you can call. So the number for you to call is 1-800-273-TALK. Again, that's 1-800-273-TALK, TALK. And I really want you to consider reaching out. Don't feel like you're by yourself. So again, it's 1-800-273-TALK. That's 8255. I want to say it again. 1-800-273-8255. Because everyone deserves to live a life that's magnificent and wonderful. However, as I see it all the time in medicine, so many people have challenges. They have challenges that are psychological, that are physical, and sometimes familial. Family challenges can be very, very tough because family dynamic is very funny. If there's any institute that I think is one of the oddest that we have, and that is family. Because it's so true that you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. It's so true sometimes that we can have people in our lives that are friends that can love us more and appreciate us more than even our family. And it's so true that we can be closer to our friends and even members of our family. It's so true that we can talk to and be around our friends more often than our family. So family is a very funny dynamic, and I think family is a word that we have to always consider to redefine maybe, to make sure that family is defined by people that really love you, appreciate you, that are a foundation of strength and fortitude and help and love, and that really admire you and that want you to succeed. I always tell my friends, like I tell my family, I want them to win. I want them to be the best that they can be. I want them to have success. So we have to know and be aware that there are people that we see are struggling psychologically or going through that what I call the dark abyss of the soul, when they're in that really dark place of really not wanting to live. Well, we have to reach out. We have to make a difference in their lives. And we can only do that by saying, okay, I see something's not right here. What can I do to help? And sometimes just giving a hug, giving a phone number, giving a referral to someone. And don't forget, I tell people all the time, you want free therapy? When people say, well, I can't go to a therapist, I say, you know what? Call your rabbi, call your pastor, call your preacher, call your spiritual advisor, whoever you talk to you love. And then if those people aren't available, guess what? There are a lot of hotlines you can call and speak for hours for free. As long as you want to talk, they want to listen. So again, the number I want to give you again is 1-800, I want to say it correctly, 1-800-273-8255, 1-800-273-TALK. Talking to my patient the other day, I don't know, it was sort of surreal because I'd been thinking about her and him, both her son also, and I was thinking that this year I was gonna reach out to him and take him to lunch to see how he's doing and just to talk about college and to just to see his thoughts about that and but I didn't do enough, I guess. So I want us all to consider that. So this year, more service, more love, more empathy, and more compassion. SLEC, real simple. And I think we can all do that. I really believe it. I was going to take questions today from our listening audience, and I decided that I wanted to make this like a short show today, sort of to the point. And I want to tell everyone I'm really happy to be here to speak with you. We've been at UBN now for 2 years. Can you believe that? I've been on the air now for a total of 5+ years. Can you believe that? I mean, I can't believe it. I just I can't thank God enough. I was thinking the other day about the first producer of the show that I had, who passed away a year plus ago, Rita Valente, whom I loved. She was my personal assistant, and as well as the producer of the show. And she was just spectacular and amazing. And I miss her so much. Not a day goes by when I don't think about her or laugh about something that she would say or the way she would say it. Or she was pretty bossy, but she was also quite wonderful. And I miss her. And then I went from the iteration of being the producer by myself to having Rita, and then to having the other producer of the show. We had Janet Rodriguez, who's also spectacular and wonderful, and she did a great job. We wish her the best too, because Janet's moving on to other things, bigger and brighter things, and I really appreciate her contribution to my life and my contribution to the radio show and to my branding career. She was really wonderful. And I know whatever she does is going to be successful because she's a winner, period. That's just the truth. And then I want to thank, the producer, I'd say producer, but really the owner of UBN Radio, Tony Sweet, who's always been I guess like his name, sweet and nice, just a really good guy. No drama, no attitude, always very present, always with a listening ear, always with the ear of authenticity and truth. Just a really good human being, a good man, and it's really always wonderful to talk with him and to embrace him in the morning and to laugh with him and to share our crazy jokes. I have my jokes are bad, might I add. His jokes are good, but mine are not that good. So I want to thank him also for being a true ineffable force of good, because he's that. So it's really great to start this year off thinking that 2018, I want to tell everyone, will be an amazing year. When I say amazing, I mean absolutely spectacular. So get ready. So don't think about the past. Can't touch it. As MC would say, can't touch that. You cannot. But 2018, there you can touch. You can make every day better and better and better. Now, with that said, I want to say that I want to give you what I call my 3 great tips for 2018. I want you to really consider. Number 1, every week to take one day at least to do what I call a media fast or a social media fast. Meaning you will turn off the television, you will turn off your phone, you will turn off the TV, and you will just be, do, and enjoy and appreciate you. That's my challenge. My challenge to everyone, one day per week for 24 hours. No social media, no TV, no telephone, none of that. Pick up a book. I love reading. No Netflix either. One of my good friends, I told him this yesterday, he was like, what about Netflix? I said, no Netflix either, man. Everything is off. So I want to remind you, please take one day per week to just a media fast, a diet fast from anything media related. Take a break. Now, the other thing I want to remind you is one day per week to do something kind for somebody else. It could be a hug, a smile, a kiss, something you bring them to make them happy. But one day per week. Now, you got to think about it. You got 7 days in a week. So why not use one day to do something nice for somebody else? Just one day. And then the third thing that I want to say is I want everyone to gain mastery for this year. Mastery over this. Your tongue. Be aware of what you say. Your tongue can be very constructive or it can be very destructive. I want everyone to think about this year the following, and that is, before you say something, again, number 1, does it have to be said? Hold on, let me stop. Number 1, is it true? Number 2, does it have to be said? And number 3, is it uplifting? If it's not true, doesn't have to be said, not uplifting, zip it. Don't say a word. I want us to all think about using our tongues, using our mouths, using our brains to say good things about people in an authentic way, in a loving way, in a kind way. I really want you to do that. Make 2018 just an amazing, incredible year. So think about service, being kind to other people, only speaking the truth, and doing your best. I always loved the book by, I think it's Juan Miguel Ruiz, is the 4 agreements. And one of the agreements is to always do your best. Another one is to take nothing personally. I've always loved that. Because if you take nothing personally, then you're never stressed about anything. Or I can share another one with you, my dad would say, which is If you have no expectations of people, then you're never disappointed. Again, if you have no expectations of people, you're never disappointed. So take what you want from that hodgepodge of stuff that I just presented and just make 2018 one of the best years of your life. But again, service, service, service. What can I do to make the life of someone else better? Because you help other people, guess what? You intrinsically and integrally help yourself. You really do. It's all about empathy, love, compassion, and service. Well, this is Dr. Levi. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you for joining me on the Dr. Levi show, your show. It's really about making your life better. So, to our veterans, I really want to thank those great men and women who give us our sustained freedoms, the ones that are in active duty and those that are retired. I want to thank you for what you do. You make America, America. Really, really grateful. Well, this is Dr. Levi. Have a great 2018. And guess what? I'll see everyone back here next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Please be sure to join me on all my social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch TV. It's just my name, Dr. Levi Harrison, drleviharrison.com. That's my website. Join me on YouTube. Please subscribe. I appreciate you. More interesting videos for the gamers coming up soon. And I'll talk about selfie risks, which is a term that I've developed that I apply to specific individuals who have issues with their wrists. We'll talk about that more coming up in a year also. So it's Dr. Levi. Have a great 2018. Happy New Year, everyone. I will see you back next week. Bye.